Well, we're joined now from the Nigerian capital, Abuja, by Nigeria's Finance Minister, Okonjo-Iweala. She'll be the host of the World Economic Forum when it gathers in the coming days. Minister, thank you so much for joining us. Why do you feel it's taken 3 weeks for the Nigerian government to reach out and accept American aid?
Well, first, I want to begin by saying that the report of an attack on a Montessori school has not been validated. And the security forces have said that this is not the case. I just wanted to mention that. And then to say to you that, look, the video shows what Nigeria is facing. And I think that the world needs to realize that this is an attack on girls' education. This is beyond Nigeria. These are people saying that girls should not go to school. And this is what the Nigerian government has been dealing with. And in other countries where this type of situation has occurred, for example, in Pakistan, I think the world has come together to try and fight this. This is a global issue. Yes, the government of Nigeria bears primary responsibility to work at this. But what we are heartened by is the fact that there's now realization that we are confronting a problem of a fight against girls and women, empowering girls and women and sending them to school. And people are now expressing support and solidarity for Nigeria. Hillary Clinton said in her own tweet, support for Nigeria. Malala said support for Nigeria. And we welcome the support of the United States, the UK, and all those who can help us tackle this problem.
The problem, Minister, is that there is much support and much anxiety for Nigeria, but there's a very widespread feeling that the Nigerian government and the military are not doing themselves enough to resolve this crisis, not least because you mentioned the question of the insecurity of girls' education. Why were these girls not protected? This is the last girls' secondary school in that area, and it's now been burnt to a cinder and its pupils taken.
Well, let me tell you this. I want to come back, and point out to you that the president said that all security measures are being taken. We are talking about the lives of the girls here. And you need to study also the circumstances under which it happened. But the issue is that talking about girls, you have to be a bit more careful. We want to find the girls alive, and we want to bring them home. And so this is a situation that has to be managed delicately. And the government is trying to do that. The president gave all the assurances that the security forces are being mobilized, to do this. And I think we need to look at this, support our forces, support our security forces who are also putting themselves on the line, and at the same time ask for needed help to solve the problem. And we are coming forward and saying, we need help. So help us look into it. We are willing to step forward. The president has said Nigeria's security forces are willing to step forward.
We've had the names of some of the girls released, but we still don't know for sure exactly how many are missing. And that seems an extraordinary thing after 3 weeks. Cannot an inventory be made with the families who've lost loved ones?
That is why the president sent people to the area, to try and cross-check the information, because various accounts have been given of numbers of girls that came back, numbers that are missing. And the names of the girls have been published. He asked cooperation to get their photographs and to double-check with the parents. As you know, it's not very easy. You also have to understand with the parents that they're afraid to say too much so as not to jeopardize the lives of their daughters. We are really, really very saddened. I myself can't, as I said repeatedly, can't imagine being a parent in that situation. These daughters of ours who are missing, the parents are also afraid of saying too much and showing too much. And therefore, one has to work with them in a very cooperative fashion. One has to be giving them information, trying to win their confidence and their trust in order for us to be able to solve this problem. And the president has said repeatedly that solve the problem we will.
Minister, you're one of the most highly regarded finance ministers anywhere in the world. And indeed, you've been seen as somebody who might run the World Bank and the rest of it. And you were brought in very much to try to clean up the corruption in Nigeria, which is, it seems now, has two enemies, Boko Haram and corruption. Are you sure that corruption is not facilitating Boko Haram to get on with its horrible business?
I think we should face the problem that we have. You have listened to the tape. And I don't think we should, really divert attention from the fact that we're dealing from a group that is waging a war against girls. This group does not want girls to be educated. I think we need to focus on that. And once we focus on that, we'll come together as a country, as a community, as a world, to say, no, our girls must be educated. No, our girls must be allowed to school. No, we will not give in to terror. Yes, we will stand up for what is right. I think we need to focus our attention on those issues, and this will be a time of unity. And I think that's what we need to talk about.
But as we said in our introduction, Minister, Nigeria is the richest country in Africa, possibly bar South Africa, but certainly on the same scale. It seems incredible that somebody can be facilitating, as you say, this awful rebel group that wants to destroy girls' education and prevent them from progressing. Are you certain there's no money coming in from other states somewhere, more radical states that want to spread extreme Islam?
Well, let me say, I'm not a security officer, I'm a finance minister, so I don't want to speak beyond my mandate. But I think, that one should be careful about drawing conclusions, without verifying facts about what is happening. And whatever they're doing is reprehensible. And I think we need to focus and bring unity as a world community to fight this and not, divert attention to other issues. I think we need to come together and say who has the technology. This is about our girls, first and foremost. We're looking for those who have the technology, who have the help, who have the surveillance that can buttress what the Nigerian government is trying to do and can help us. So we work hand in hand. Our priority now is to try and bring these girls home.
But, Finance Minister, I don't want to sound negative, but these desires to get this thing sorted surely should have been expressed at the very beginning. That the names, the numbers, everything should surely have been tackled. And indeed, all the aid that's been offered to you, all the surveillance and the rest of it, could have been called in 3 weeks ago.
I think that we should, there is nobody that says that this was not called in or that the authorities were not speaking to people seeking help. Yes, there should have been definitely more communication to the parents so that they would know that help is being sought and that, the government is taking action. That is correct. But I think we need to focus on these issues now, and move us forward. We need to focus on, our girls and the need that not to stop their education and the need and the rights that they have to go to school in a safe environment. And we need to be focusing on this group that is perpetrating these crimes against our children. I think that's the topic of conversation. Yes, maybe there could have been more information. Now, the information is coming forward, and I think we need to look not just even at only at the short-term security issues as we're doing now, but we must also move forward and look at the longer-term issues of how do we empower our girls and women, how do we secure their future. In the World Economic Forum here on Wednesday, a Safe Schools initiative is going to be launched by Nigeria's private sector in cooperation with Gordon Brown, and that's coming out. This is a positive move to say we are with you, Nigeria, at this time, and we want to support you to get the girls safe.
Okonjo-Iweala, Finance Minister of Nigeria, thank you very, very much indeed for talking to us live from Abuja. Jackie.
And later in the programme, we meet members of the Nigerian community in Britain. What has been their reaction to the kidnappings?
I think the government is doing enough, and in Nigeria it's a peculiar problem.
Or haven't heard anything, any pressure group really, to say enough is enough or whatever.